Hola, hola, hola. Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new live podcast, The Sound of My Voice podcast. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining. Let me know where are you watching from, and let's wait for more people to join. In the meantime, I really want to know where are you watching from because it's very important for today's episode. How are you, everybody? How are you? Very nice to see you. Thank you for joining so much. Hey, I hear my voice.
It's here.
You can silence the laptop.
Okay.
Thank you. Hello, 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 GVs. How are you? Nice to see you here. Nice to see you. Hello, Wayne. Thank you for joining us every day. Today we have another live podcast. So today is it's an episode. It's a live with intention. We have a topic. I'm gonna be talking about something in particular today. Chocoloco Bankoshi. How are you doing? I'm very good. Thank you. How are you? Thank you for joining. Hello, how are you? How are you? Nice to see you here. Nice to have you here. I feel like I'm too close from the camera. Let me know if that's okay. I'm doing great, thanks. It's a beautiful sunshine here in Florida. I love Florida weather. It's very nice. I love sunny weather. Bosette says, hello, Ro, hello. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Welcome, everybody, to another edition of this live podcast. This podcast is called The Sound of My Voice. That's the official name for this podcast. And today, you may have seen on the thumbnail of this. Make sure I'm very healthy. This is my normal weight, and this is the body that I like to have. So thank you for caring, but I'm 10 points, 10 out of 10. My thumbnail is amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. As you can see on the title, this podcast is called Opening the Doors of the World. And you will get to understand later. But guys, I really want to see where are you watching from, because this is important. This thing is important for this topic. RCA, nice friends. Hi, how are you? How are you? Guys, don't forget to give a like to this video while you're joining. You know already that it makes me really happy to have a balance between the likes and the people that is watching from Luxembourg. All right, that's nice. It's we are in February. It's very cold right now. Watching from Kenya, Nairobi. Atienos Oficial, hello. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining, everybody. Watching from Botswana. That's good. I'm going very soon. That's nice. What else? Let me know. I want to see England. For sure, we have England in the house. Hello. I am Italist 1. How are you guys? How are you? Very nice to see you. I'm very happy to be here again. My skin is well tanned from the African. Yes, but I missed. I was more tan than this living in Mexico. I need some beach. So I'm finger crossed it happened very soon. Okay, guys, where are you watching from? Let me know. I love to know that. I love to see your names here, so I know who is on the other side of the screen, so we can be more connected. Today is a chat. You will see in the future like my podcast as a program recorded, but this is an opportunity for me and you to talk and interact in a different way. Watching from USA, from California, I am Margaret Woy. Thank you. I love California. I miss California so much. I lived 5 months in California. Watching from Toledo, in Spain. Watching from Colorado, USA, Mart T. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, guys. So today we have where I was living in North Lake Tahoe in the mountains. Actually, North Lake Tahoe, I was living I lost the name. In Tahoe City. Well, in one of the villas near Tahoe City. There's a lot of like beautiful neighborhoods around. And I was working on Squaw Valley, the ski resort. I did a winter season on the snow. So that was amazing. It was amazing. 2017, like almost like 7 years already. Hello, Joe Brown. Good afternoon from the UK. Thank you guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Give this video a like while you joined. And okay, let's get this started. All right. Opening the doors of the world. Why? Today I want to talk about, I think I expressed in my previous live podcast that I have my podcast already, which is in Spanish, and I was having this strong feeling for a long time to create this podcast actually. But I saw the language as something that brought me triggers inside. Why? Because I didn't know if I was supposed to do this podcast in my native language because it's easier for me to express myself. And actually that's what I started doing. The sound of my voice is actually el sonido de mi voz in español. I speak Spanish on my episodes. And I decided to start speaking Spanish because I felt more comfortable with this new beginning that I was approaching. And it made me feel safer to speak a language that is normal for me, that is easy, that is my mother tongue, But I really wanted, babe, please lower on there. But at the same time, I also had a strong intention of communicating in English. Why? Because I took the time in my life to learn an entire language to be able to communicate with the rest of the world, So all of us, we know that English is one of the most, if not the most popular language in terms of everybody in many countries are able to express in English, And so I decided to connect with this language since I was very little, Since I always had the desire to travel, and I wanted to travel to places where this language was spoken, it was something very strong in me, a very strong desire to be able to communicate while I'm traveling, And I remember one day my mom told me that if I would learn English, I would open the doors of the world. And that clicked on me, very strong, because it was actually true, Once you are able to communicate with another, and the barrier language doesn't exist, you are actually opening a door for new possibilities, for new connections, for just basic needs. Maybe you need to find a taxi in a different country, and the language can make you feel disconnected. Actually, as we speak right now, I am living in an environment where I hear 80% of the time a language that I don't understand yet, So many times I do feel disconnected from main conversations. Everybody's talking. I don't understand. I feel disconnected, So And of course, it's not like an amazing feeling, but we can change that 100%, you know. And also traveling, mm, I noticed that many people also is able to speak more than one language. Okay, so let's go. Let me take you back to my normal, my regularity. I come from Argentina. In Argentina, if you go to public school, we all of us we have one language, English, you know, but actually we don't really learn the language. They just teach us basic stuff. You don't leave out of school speaking fluently, you know. Maybe if you go to a private school, you have another opportunity. Maybe it's a little bit more strict, you know. But actually, to be honest, this I need to be honest. Something I noticed from my own country is like bigger percent of the amount of the people speaks only Spanish, and it's the minority, the ones that can also speak and communicate very well. Maybe the younger generations, you know, took the time to learn more with internet. For me, I grew up with the beginnings of internet, so I was able to do this thing. But I come from a place where everybody speaks one language. And now I'm finding myself in a random village in Africa where it's very normal that people speak 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 languages, you know? And this is quite amazing. It's teaching me a lot. Do I have people here watching right now that speaks more than one language? Let me know. I want to read. How many languages do you speak? I want to read you guys. Let me know. We have 115 of you watching. Thank you for joining. Let me know, guys. Do you speak more than one language? Or just one, which is okay? Remember, okay, yes. Thank you, Wayne, for all the information that you're always giving. So, Bosset speaks English, Swahili, French, and Nandi. 4 languages. That's amazing. You're a polyglot. That's amazing. I admire you already. Steven Tinachu will says, I speak 6 languages. Wow. Who else? Tell me. 6 languages. That's amazing. And now I'm able to see it like from this side of the world for many people. So Emily Mutoni speaks 5. That's amazing. Tony Chi Rocio can speak 4 languages fluently. Braulio 3. Once you speak more than 2, you can call yourself already a polyglot. African Beauty, I speak 8 languages. Wow. Bobby, English, Mandingo Wolof, Serer, Fulani, and understand few others. I don't even know which are those languages that you're talking about. I guess are native languages, right? I speak all 11 South African languages, including Spanish. Wow! Guys, I'm so proud of you. Kihaya, Kiganda, Kirundi, Rwanda, Swahili, English. Wow. 10 languages, legendary peeps. 10 languages. Wow. I can speak Portuguese, English, and Spanish. Okay, Braulio. Muito bom. Atinos Oficial, I speak 3 fluently. Alright, that's very, very good. That's very, very good. But you know, so when I'm channel drivers, thank you so much for donating $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope it comes back to you multiply. Unifila. I speak 5 languages. Natisha Jenkins says, wonderful to hear about all the different languages your fans can speak. I'm actually amazed with you guys. I'm so proud of you. Chivis, English, only little Spanish are learning in school. Okay. Erika, hi, how are you? Yes, guys, that's amazing. That's amazing. English and Jamaican patois. Okay, guys, I have a lot of polyglots here watching. I admire you so much. You have no idea. I have no idea. SA Coach says, Rocio, does anyone feel something different away from their motherland and family members? How did you deal with this feeling so far in Africa? So today is not a Q&A. Today I am leading the conversation. This is my podcast. Today we're going to talk about a special topic. So Q&A for another day, please. Thank you. Some are talking dialects, so it's tricky. No, but still, for your brain, you are learning to communicate in languages. Even if it's a dialect, it is another way of communication. And you need to take the time and energy to learn. So for me, it counts. Even if it's a dialect, you're able to communicate in many different languages. Yeah. For me, it counts. Keita Charles says English and French that I have learned in school. All right. Hola, Rocío, saludos desde República Dominicana. Saludos. Hola desde Kenia. Espero que estéis disfrutando. Estoy disfrutando. Muchísimas gracias. So, all right, guys. So this thing I was telling you, when I was little, and my mom told me if I would learn this language that is English, this one that I'm communicating with you right now, I would open the doors of the world. This thing, this idea maybe really fascinates me, So I put myself in the learning mode, and I use a lot of tricks for myself to learn. And I'm very surprised that you guys speak a lot of languages, many of you, but as I was telling you before, I come from a place where it's not that normal to speak multiple languages, Maybe you find someone that speaks a little bit of English and Spanish, and that's it, So, ¿cuántos idiomas puedes hablar? For me, I can speak 8. Okay. So, in my case, I speak fluently 2 languages. I'm learning, I'm in phase learning 3 more, I can say. So I'm learning Portuguese, French, and now Swahili. But I'm able to recognize already when somebody is speaking Swahili or when somebody is speaking Kuria. I recognize instantly. I'm very good at learning by just listening, Training with music, studying music, we train our ears a lot. So that helps me in other areas, not just music. So, all right, guys. So I think this is gonna go more for the ones that maybe speak only one language, or for those that feel that learning a language can be very hard. I wanted to show you that same on the other side of my screen. In my case, there are people that speak many languages, which is, I find it amazing. So I want to share with you the stages that I decided, to be able to open doors in the world through a language and to be able to communicate, because it was very, very important. I wouldn't be able to be here today if I wouldn't speak English. That's 100%, because it's normal. And also yeah, okay, let's continue. Let's continue because I wanna give you more and more. But pole pole. Pole pole. I need to go pole pole. Alright guys, thank you for the new ones that are joining. Welcome to a live podcast, The Sound of My Voice podcast. My name is Rocio, in case you don't know me. Today we are having a special topic. Today's episode's name is Opening the Doors of the World. And why we are opening doors? We are opening doors through the magic of languages and communications. Every time that we have an opportunity to communicate with someone, in my case, because I'm a traveler, so it was my big desire to be able to communicate in other countries with other cultures, you know. And once you're able to do that, then you're opening one door. Natisha Jenkins, thank you so much for your donation, for donating $5 US. It will come back to you multiply. So it is. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, guys. So what I did in my process of learning languages. So as I was telling you, in school, I used to go to a public school. We had English. But English is actually very basic. Like I used to know more than what the teacher used to teach in the class. You know, I was more advanced because I was studying myself on my side. I've been always someone that I like to learn by myself. Like I teach myself many things. Sometimes when I feel like I can learn faster than what I'm being taught and things like this. I always find my own way. But so one of the things that really helped me in order to, let's talk about English, because English is like this big language that I had this desire to be able to speak and communicate. Because when I was little, I was really dreaming about going to England, going to America, and these countries speak this language, right? And also I always knew that in many other countries people speak this same language, English. So I'm gonna focus on English today, but this is for any language that you may feel to learn. And as I was telling before, this goes also for the ones that maybe are afraid to learn, or they think they're too big maybe, or learning is hard, things like this. Today I want to get rid of all those limited beliefs, you know, limited beliefs, because we have people in the chat that talks 10 languages, you know. So all right guys, so for me my best way for learning was through the music, you know. I used to hear music in English since I'm very little, and I was obsessed with the idea to learn the songs, right? To learn the songs. So things that I would do is like search for the lyrics, print the lyric in the English, and make a translation in the same page, and I would print it, and I would learn the song completely, and I would learn also the translation, and then make associations. Then I would watch a lot of movies and content in English. Sometimes I would remove the subtitles to only to hear, to train my ear, you know, because we have this phase of learning a language, where sometimes speaking is easier than listening, right? Or maybe you can comprehend very good, but you don't know how to reply. Chivis, thank you so much. You are a beautiful soul and communicator. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandra, for donating $20 US. I really appreciate it. These days you are helping us so much. So I don't know. So I feel God is preparing something amazing for you, because every time you give, it comes back, poof, very, very much multiplied. So God bless you. God bless you so, so much. You really deserve it. Thank you so much. All right, guys. All right. Okay, so other things that I used to do for learning a new language, in this case English, right? Through the music. First of all, because I'm a fan of music, I love to. Also, my favorite styles of music are in English. Like, I'm a jazz lover, R&B, soul, blues. Like, yes, I listen music in Spanish, but most of the time my favorites are in English. So I really needed to learn these songs, you know, because I wanted to sing them. So it was an amazing opportunity for me to learn a language through music, through songs. That's for me the easiest way. Like, I'm already singing in 4 languages. Like, I can sing already Portuguese and French. I had a full repertoire of bossa novas and things like this. I'm not fluent in the language, but I'm very good at singing it, because the melody also helps a lot. So I have some, there's someone out here, so of course I asked first who are the ones that speaks many languages, but do I have people here that speaks only one language, and you may think that you cannot, learning another language is hard? Let me know, guys. I'm reading you right now. Is there someone out there that maybe speak only one, or is afraid of learning? What do you think? Marwa grew his channel mixing or translating languages in his videos so that many people can understand. I think you should do the same to grow fast and reach a lot of audience. Thank you, Losek. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you. Yes. What is this yes, Natisha? What is this yes about? So actually, I'm actually, you know, this now I see a lot of silence, because I'm impressed. I'm impressed that many of you speak a lot of languages. That's so amazing, so amazing. But anyway, so I've been building myself all of this journey of learning languages. So once I felt comfortable with English, at the same time I'm always learning words and things like this from other languages. I would love to speak many. I speak 4, but I want to learn more: English, Swahili, Kikuyu, and Luo. In fact, Marwa in Luo means hours. Okay. Hours. Okay. I'm learning something new today. So I have some tips that I want to share with you in terms of learning new languages, because, you know, learning a new language, it's putting ourselves out of comfort zone. I had a lot of friends. I made a lot of friends traveling, you know, and this is a very common thing. That many times we are very scared, or we think that we don't want to make mistakes and things like this. But actually, learning a language, as many other things in life, is a process. It's a process, and everybody is new. Everybody is new at some point, you know. When we are new in a language, we only use a few words. Sometimes we don't even want to use those words. Hi Ro, Fulu from South Africa speaks more than 5 South African languages. Wow, congratulations. So yeah, this is part of a process, and in my previous podcast, I was talking about this process of being kind to yourself and being patient. Sometimes we feel like we don't know enough to be able to communicate and we want to give up already, right? And nobody knows, nobody is born knowing everything. So the learning process is a very magical process actually. And another thing, you know, sometimes we feel like we have to learn a language or you have to do this. And the thing is, like when you choose to learn a language, this is the word, you choose to learn a language. You don't actually have to. Because when we put in our mind this feeling of, oh, I have to study, I have to learn this and the other, we are just putting a lot of pressure in our learning process, and that can make it lost. It can just retire, you know, retard the process and brings a lot of stress and frustration. So first of all, understanding that everybody is new and it's a process in this that really helps, especially because sometimes we are very ashamed to speak, you know. It's also very important. Also, I feel for me, one of the best ways of learning a language is the completely immersion. When you are somewhere that, for example, in this case for me, Swahili, right? I have the opportunity to communicate in English, but this 80% of listening to this language every single day is forcing me to learn, because it's an immersion. I'm immersed in the culture and the people here uses these languages. So I hear this language every single day. I have no choice. It's not like going to study, you know, to an institute and twice a week you go, you have 1 hour class and then you learn a little bit of the language. The immersion puts you in an uncomfortable zone that you need to act, you know, and it's quite like a survival mode also. So this is where your abilities of learning come in action, and it's really good to help you progress. The complete immersion, if you really want to learn like a language, I don't know, you want to learn Portuguese, go live 3 months in Brazil, in a place where nobody understands you if you don't speak Brazilian, if you don't speak Portuguese, you know? And I promise you that you will learn faster than ever, because this is part also of the survival mode, you know? It really helps in these cases, you know? So also, it's very important to put yourself out of comfort zones, you know? To accelerate the process, you know. Yes, it's gonna be very uncomfortable to be in a place where you don't understand. As I was telling you, yes, so many times I feel very disconnected when I don't understand a Swahili conversation. I have no idea what they're talking about, or a Korea conversation. I only know with some words, you know, things like this, but I'm not able to understand. And at the beginning, when I was here, yeah, it made me feel like, okay, everybody's talking and I'm just trying to guess, or, you know, it's uncomfortable. But every day, I am able to understand new words every day, connections, little things that, believe it or not, today, after 3 months, I can understand more, you know. And it's not even that I'm putting the effort to sit and have a lesson and learn about the verbs and pronouns and these things, you know. It's just the immersion in the culture, and for me it's my favorite way of learning. So Liasim Ra, House of Intuition. Wow, what a name. It says, in the beginning was remembering that the words come to reveal our truth inside. Namaste, Ro. Allow your melodies to penetrate this collective conscious this year. Wow, thank you. Thank you. Kintere says, also remember you are in the village. 90% of urban Kenya will be speaking in English. So I think it's even better. I think it's even better that I'm in this. And for example, I know that everybody in Tanzania, most of them they don't speak English, you know. So it's a very good opportunity. It makes the process easier. Whenever you are ready to learn, right? Whenever you want to. I know a lot of people that are living in countries abroad. I don't know, I met a lot of people living in Mexico that they could have the opportunity to learn Spanish because they were living in a Spanish speaker country, and they never took the time and the effort to learn, you know, because they found ways to communicate in their own languages. So it's either you want it or not, for sure. This is not something that everybody feels. But another thing that I realized, guys, are you following me? Everything's okay? Do you listen well, properly? Will Hill says, I learned Spanish and never use it, and I lost it now. It's so much harder to pick it back. Yes, well, that's also this. It's the practice. It's important because that's what makes us learn. That makes us learn. And you know, maybe this can go connected to this other tip that I have, is that the fact that when we are learning a new language, we all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. And actually, when you speak with someone that speaks the language that you're trying to learn, you make a mistake, most of the time they are able to understand anyway. They are able to understand anyway. Lord, no, I honestly also want to know when are you traveling. Today's not a Q&A. You have to wait for a Q&A maybe. Today, I want to just focus on this topic because it's a special live. This is a live podcast. Today's podcast. Thank you for understanding. So, yes, guys. So everybody makes mistakes. Many times we don't know how to make connections or verbs or things like this. In terms of Spanish, if you want to talk in past, present, or if you want to talk in the future, or if you want to talk about right now, everybody makes mistakes. It's very, very normal. But sometimes we don't want to make those mistakes. Sometimes we don't want to talk, even if we have the opportunity to practice. The day when I was coming on my way here, I spent one night in Paris. I used my one day to use all the French that I knew. Even if I couldn't say things properly, I put myself in that challenge to speak French as much as possible, you know? But that's my personality. Even if I would make mistakes, I knew that they were able to understand me, because that happens all the time. Even when I see, I believe Shine the Light Kenya says, I believe the individual has to be interested in learning. Yeah, 100%. That's why I'm saying that. Yeah, it's up to you, of course. Also, when you're interested in learning, you will learn faster. You know, you will learn faster. So yeah, guys, if you are scared to communicate because you think, oh, I don't know enough, or I know too little, I don't want to embrace myself, things like this, go ahead and use the practice. If you have the opportunity, use the practice. On the other side, the people, the person you're talking to, even if you make a mistake, they will be able to understand. And I can assure you that. Another thing that I also noticed, as I was telling you, when you were saying how many languages you speak, and I was so impressed. This is a very flattering thing the fact that people that speaks many languages, most of the time are very respected and admired. So that's also that will create a perception of who you are. You know, most of the time it's like, wow, you speak many languages, you must be so smart. Wow, I admire you as I me myself, I admire the ones that are saying I speak 11 languages, you know. Like I really do, and that puts you in another position. So maybe you can keep in mind that if you want to maybe bring some sugar to your ego, you know, the fact that if you put yourself the effort to learn another language, trust me, your reputation will change for the better, for the better. So maybe that can help. So also, you know, another thing to give you courage in case that you are not so what can we talk about today? I'm just curious. So today we are talking about this thing that for me is opening the doors of the world in terms of languages. Today we are talking about the learning languages as a way of opening a door of communication with other places. For me, when I was little and I was dreaming about traveling the world, my mom one day told me that if I would learn English, I would open the doors of the world. And that really seduced me, because I wanted to travel the world, and I wanted to be, I didn't want it just to be like a tourist that you don't really need to use the language. I'm a communicator, so I'm happy when I am able to communicate with someone from another countries. I love getting to know cultures and different places. So the language, it can be a barrier. So I wanted to get rid of that barrier, and I set myself in the learning mode until today. You know, today, as I don't know if you were here on my previous podcast episode, but actually my podcast is it's in Spanish, you know, but my big desire was to communicate this podcast, my messages through the podcast in English, because I know I'm opening more doors. I'm opening. Where are you watching from? Remind me once again, where are you watching from? And I will be able to see how many doors I'm opening. I know I'm opening the doors in Botswana, in England, in America. So since I started watching you and Marwa so far, I learned 6 of 8 words. The spelling is wrong. Asante sana, Ugare, Skumawiki, Skumawiki, Nyamachoma, Pole Pole. Well, that's good. That's good. You already know. Have you ever saw yourself learning Swahili, which is a language from Africa? Have you ever thought from Denmark? I'm right now opening a door in Denmark because I'm able to communicate in this language. From Trinidad and Tobago, another open door for me thanks to this language. Where else? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from, guys? Let me know. Today's live won't be that long because today I'm more reduced. This is just no, never. I'm proud of myself. Yeah, you should be. You should be. I'm from Massachusetts, USA, representing the Bahamas. I agree with everything you just said. Okay, watching from Nairobi. What else? Where are you watching from? Where are you watching from? Let me know. Because every country that you mention are doors that I'm opening. You know, well done, Chivis. Yes, congratulations, Chivis. Yes, watching from France, from New York. So my dream was to go to New York. So of course I needed to learn the language that everybody speaks in New York. From Kenya, from Botswana, Maria Membere, Geira Charles. It's Lady M from Kenya. Watching from your phone, okay, but which country? Sam Marcus from Tampa, Florida. Florida. All right. All right, guys. All right. You see, I'm opening the doors from many countries around the world because I'm able today to communicate a language that all of you understand. So for me, it's more than a huge achievement. For me, is the magic of allowing myself to be able to communicate with you. Because if I just speak my native language and I go out there in the world, how can I ask, hey, how are you? Nice to meet you. Hey, I like this about you. Or, hey, I need some help. Can you help me, please? All of these things are very basic, but the connection behind, or how many friends I made since I'm traveling for the past 3 years, guys. I'm so happy for how many friends from all over the world I was able to make, and I own my friendships to the language. I owned the friendships that I made to the language, 100%. Many friends I wouldn't be able to create such beautiful connections if it wasn't for the language. So it is something very beautiful. It is something very beautiful. For me, it's very beautiful now when I go in the village somewhere to the market to buy tomatoes. I'm able to say, "Habari, madam," or I know how to greet the elder people, or how to say hello to a kid, and that is so beautiful because it's like it's like a different. I feel like that there are different levels of doors that we open, just from saying hey, hello, to actually saying hello or greeting someone in the language of that person. They automatically feel different and more, and they receive you in a different way. That's a different energy in that. Trust me, I'm experiencing this all of the time. Another thing that probably all of these polyglots that I have in my chat right now can tell me is the fact that also once you are bilingual, you are able to speak fluently in 2 languages. The next one is easier, and it always becomes easier because the side of your brain that you're using to learn the communication skill, it's like training. It's like going to the gym, So sometimes maybe you feel like you speak only 1 language and learning 2 is very hard, but once you get better, even sometimes you don't even need to be like fluent, 100% fluent. You can learn more than 1 language at the same time and know a little bit of each, and you will notice that you eventually will learn faster and faster and faster. So that I think scientifically someone can say that it's easier. Tell me, guys, the ones that speaks many languages here, can somebody tell me how do you feel about the process? Because I feel like many of you have grown with all of these languages, so maybe for you it's normal. You don't even, maybe you never stop to think about it. But there is a part of your brain that is super smart. And hey, Lord Snow, thank you so much for donating 20, I think that's Denmark money, right? What is your favorite song in English? It's actually, I have many favorite songs. I have many favorite songs, but the first one that's coming to my head right now can be "At Last" by Ada James, or "Misty" is a standard jazz. But I have no idea how many songs there is in my memories that I've been learning my whole life, because I like to learn songs completely, the lyrics completely. So there must be thousands of songs inside of my head, in my memory, archived in my memory. So everybody, there's somebody out there that wants to share their process of learning, especially for the ones that speak many languages. But as I was telling you, probably something that you take it for granted. You never stop to say, hey, wow, I speak many languages, and I don't know, somebody wants to share. I'm more than happy to read and listen. Oh. "At Last" is a beautiful song. Yes, it's one of my favorite songs ever. Yeah, I love to sing it also. Somebody out there wants to share their learning process? Let me know, please. I would love to read about your experience. And also, what do you guys think about all of these things? There's someone out there. Where can I hear you singing? You can subscribe to my music channel, Ro Cabrera Music. That's where you will find me singing. This is more my travel vlogs and podcasts. So here you will hear me speak more than singing. But guys, I have my notes here. This is what I'm reading. If you see me looking behind, it's my notes to follow this. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to resume this. That for me was a very beautiful journey as a traveler, as a travel spirit, and it's really beautiful. I feel like this idea of opening doors. I really like it because it shows you opportunities. You know, for example, in Argentina, that many of us, we don't speak multiple languages. If you make like a CV or you apply to a job, things like this, just for knowing another language, you have more chances of getting jobs and things like this. So I feel it's a very useful skill to learn in life, and it's actually, my idea here is also to share that it's not as hard as everybody thinks. So right now I have people watching that speaks a lot of languages. That's what I want to know about your process of learning, you know, because I come from a place where it's not that common to speak many languages. So you can see it as an achievement when you speak more than one. Just being bilingual, it's very like good, you know. It's very good. But yeah, guys, I'm actually very happy to be able here today to communicate in a language that is not my native language. I'm making my blogs in this language, and it's a beautiful thing. I remember myself when I was learning. I remember myself when I couldn't communicate, when I couldn't understand any songs or anything. And today I am able to make this big project, podcast, blog, traveling, making friends all over the world, because barrier doesn't exist anymore. And I'm happy to learn even more languages. Like I really want to be fluent in Portuguese and French. For sure, it will come a day where I'm very fluent in Swahili, minimum. So yeah. So guys, I hope you have learned something from today. If you are one of those that only speak one language, if you think that sometimes I'm too old for learning a language, I should have started earlier. It's never late. It's never late to start. Remember that everybody is new in terms of learning something. We all make mistakes in this, and making mistakes is also important. It's also important. It's a beautiful side of the process, you know. If you speak many languages, I'm so proud of you. I admire you so much, as you can see. And all right, guys. Did English sound like Chinese or gibberish or something before you learn it? Not really. I feel as I'm very, very auditive is the word. Like I learned very good from listening. So I'm able, as I was telling you before, I'm able to differentiate already when someone speaks Swahili or when it's Korea. Even if I don't understand what they are saying, I'm already know, because I can, like I have this ability to find rhythms, you know, in the languages. Many of the once I was pretty good in English. Once I was pretty good in English, I was already being able to differentiate accents from England, from America, from Australia, things like this, you know. I feel like that's my ability. I really like learning languages. Will Heal says, I always wanted to hear English in a way that if I never knew it, since it's all I know. I feel maybe in terms of accents, if you go to, I don't know, a village in Scotland or Ireland, probably you won't understand. Lia Simra, House of Intuition, said, learning is simple remembering, so we already exist in all languages. We just need to learn, remember. Yeah, 100%, I super agree with you. We all have the information because we are all one in this, right? We have our information inside. Even Lionel Messi has now learned to speak English. Yeah, he didn't know. He was already super famous and traveling the world, playing out there, outside in the world. He didn't know how to communicate, but today he's able, and that's sometimes those things are like bigger goals than winning the World Cup, you know? Because I come back to this idea of opening a big, massive door. I'm so happy, I'm so proud of how many connections I was able to do. Today, I'm able to be here in Africa with my amazing partner because of this language. I owe many things that happen in my life to the language, you know. It changed my life completely in a positive way. So don't forget, as somebody say out there, it's a matter of remembering. We all have this information. We are wiser than we think we are. Don't be scared, it's never too late. Many people out there can speak multiple languages, so you are more than capable to learn at least one. If you think you're not, then you're wrong, because actually you can. We have 11 languages here in the chat. So guys, I hope today I open a new door for you in your possibilities, in the way that you see life. Maybe now you want to learn a new language. Guys, It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Let me know who's out there. I'm gonna leave now. I don't want to make this podcast. I want to reduce this podcast to only 45 minutes or 1 hour. I think it's more than okay. Hello, Martin. I'm about to leave, but thank you for joining. You can watch this live stream from the beginning. Guys, have you learned something? Have you learned something? Do they speak English in Argentina? No, we speak Spanish. We have English at school, but it's not like, it's very basic. They don't really have the intention to teach us properly. That's what I think. Guys, have you learned something from today? I want to know before I leave. I want to know, what have you learned from today? Maybe not just for languages, maybe for life. Maybe I said something that it's good for you and you want to apply it in your life for other circumstances, you know? You never know. You never know. Okay, see you next time. Yeah, okay. Oh, yes, for sure. But you can watch this video from the beginning. 100%. Oops, guys, I'm touching something. All right. Bongo Mama says, it's never too late to start a new project. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's something that you can apply to your life, entire life. So, all right. Left any suggestions before you go, guys? Yes, that's nice. Do you have suggestions about topics for my next podcast episodes? Let me know. Yes, I've learned your favorite song, but I have a long list of favorite songs. So, but yeah, I feel like that's one of my favorite. Good to see you're happy in spirits. A nice topic. Thank you so much. Thank you. My parents don't speak English, but my mom is really willing to learn right now, because right now I'm speaking a language that she doesn't understand, and she wants to understand what I say. And she's putting the effort. She even told me she went to a class to learn something. But you know, in this case, for my mom, she's an elder, and she thinks that it's hard for her. So that's why I was like, no, Mom, there's people out there that speaks 11 languages. So, you love chimichurri from Argentina. I miss chimichurri, to be honest. I miss chimichurri. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining in this live podcast. This is a different way of doing things. Of course, today's Monday. During the week, I'm gonna do another live, but it's gonna be without topic. It's gonna be more able to do questions, Q&A, more liberty, because you tell me that you like it. So, of course, I will please you this way. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope to see you in my next video. Today I have a video also. I'm posting a video also, maybe in an hour or something. Let's see. So stay tuned, watch my videos, subscribe to this channel, please, if you haven't. We have a lot of people that watch the videos but don't subscribe. So yeah, guys, I'm super close of 20,000. So thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the people that is supporting us all the time, every single day. I'm happy to see your names here every day in Marra's lives, in Marra's videos, in my videos, in Gitiri, Vamasu, and the whole team. You are very supportive, and I really appreciate from me and from the others. I speak for on behalf of all of us, because I feel they feel the same. So thank you, guys, for joining, for staying. I hope you enjoy this conversation. I hope to see you on the next one. I send you a lot of love, a lot of light, and see you very soon.